under the Biden administration. 25 million people came in, and they came from prisons and mental institutions, and they were drug dealers, and all sorts of people came in that shouldn't be here. They came from the jails all over Venezuela, all over the world, the Congo. And now when they come in, they have to pay $1 million. And we've had a tremendous surge, and you're going to be happier than anybody because when you go to Harvard and the Wharton School of Finance and all of the great schools and you want to hire somebody and then you find out that, I'm sorry, they can't stay in our country for more than 24 hours. They graduate from the top schools. These people want to hire them. Now you're able to buy a card and you're able to keep people in the country. They can't keep people in the country. And they go to Canada, they go to other countries. A lot of times they go to Canada even though they work for the companies behind me. So now you're able to buy, the companies are able to buy the card and use it for people coming in to our country so they can stay in our country instead of being immediately shipped out after graduating. They graduate number one in their class at the best school, and they want to go to work for Johnson & Johnson, as an example, who's not here today, who will be here next week. They're well represented here. But they want to go to work for one of the great companies behind me, and you learn they can't do that because they're shipped out of the country. They're not shipped out anymore. So your company will pay a little bit, but that's okay. You'll be able to get them. So I just wanted to, it's called the Gold Card, the Trump Gold Card. Quite a beautiful thing. And you've taken in just a few days, you've taken in over $1.5 billion. That goes all toward reducing debt, goes into the Treasury of the United States. And I thought I'd do this before we start on Most Favored Nations. I want to read this because I would have said it the other night, but I was not allotted too much time, actually. You had a couple of brand new shows opening, and I understand that. But I do want to say, and some people say, oh, you shouldn't say it. It sounds negative. To me, I think it sounds positive. The only reason our unemployment tucked up and went up to 4.5%, which it went up to 4.5%, which is quite a low number, but still, is because we are reducing the government workforce by numbers that have never been seen before. In other words, government jobs are way down. And as you know, we don't need 10 people to fill one job, which is what we had in government in many cases. So the government workforce, by numbers that have never been seen before, has been reduced very substantially, and it will continue to be reduced. 100% of our new jobs are in the private sector. So this is for the last number of months. Think of that, 100%. Are you shocked to hear that?
I need to turn the sound up on this.
Ken, what do you think, right? It's the only way. 100% of new jobs are in the private sector. And I could reduce unemployment to 2%, 1%, or practically zero by just hiring people into the federal government, even though those jobs.
What's up, guys? What's up, Jennifer? Beautiful Bill. What's happening, guys? We are rocking. We got Trump already on this Friday, ready to rock and roll. Thank you. Thank you. Love the hat. I'm so happy with the hats.
Are not necessary, which is what we had before. We had millions and millions of people having jobs that they never even showed up. So I wish that the media would report that the 4.5% is an amazing number. And again, if they don't report it, I guess maybe I'll just let some people go into the federal workforce. It'll look really wonderful. And what we're doing is the only way you can do it to make a country great. You can't have the government jobs. You have to have the private sector jobs. And these are among the biggest hires of private sector. So we have reduced the federal workforce by tremendous hundreds of thousands of people. And that reflects in unemployment, but that will be used up very quickly. And we've 100% of the new jobs, which, by the way, it's a record-setting number of jobs, too, is in the private sector. And I think that'll get even stronger when these buildings being built all over the country, of which they're building some, too, but AI and auto plants and everything else, they're being built all over the country. When that happens, your numbers will be even better. But I would like you to report it the way it is. We don't do the federal workforce jobs. We're reducing that very substantially. I'm thrilled to be joined by the leaders of 9 of the world's largest pharmaceutical manufacturers, all very big names, celebrities in their own right, very, very powerful people, and they head some of the most admired companies anywhere in the world. It's a great group. To announce that they've agreed to offer many of their flagship drugs, really all of their flagship drugs, at heavily discounted, most favored nations prices. In other words, whatever the drug sells for over the world, in the world, whatever the lowest number is, if it's Germany, if it's in UK, anywhere, we will match that price. Right now, sometimes it's 10 times higher. We've been laughed at and scoffed at for years. For years. In fact, I was going to do it in my first term, but unfortunately, with the advent of COVID, as you would say, it was not, I don't think it was a very good time to be hitting up Spain, Italy, France, but now we're doing it. So the hardest thing to do was going to be to get a country to do it, because we would have a pill in New York that was for sale for $130, and you could buy it in Germany and France and Spain and someplace anyways. They set their own prices for $10. So we'd pay 10 or 13 times more, pay 5 times more, pay all different prices. Now, whatever the lowest price is. Now, the pharmaceutical companies were difficult, but they also love our country. They knew it was unfair. And they were great. I appreciate it. But the bigger problem was going to be the countries. How are you going to get the countries to do it? And we told them, if you don't do it, we're going to have to use tariffs, and we're going to charge you a 10% tariff, which is far more money than the money we're talking about. And they immediately agreed to do it. So we have all the foreign countries agreeing to do it. If we didn't have the use of tariffs, we would never be able to do this. But we used tariff, and they said, is it a threat? I said, yes, it is a threat. And they said, we will do it. And they dropped the price. So what's happening, because the world is bigger than the United States in terms of people, that same pill would go from $10 to $20 for them, which is an increase, but it wouldn't go to, midway. But it would go from $10 to $20. Ours would go from 100.
He showed the Trump gold card earlier on. I'm going to put that on real quick. And he's currently live as we speak. So I'm just going to rewind a tiny bit so you can see the Trump gold card. And then we'll go live again. But we already got a Trump hater in the chat. Here is the Trump gold card, just so if you want to see that.
The companies are able to buy the card and use it for people. Card, as you know, the Secretary of Commerce and myself and some others have been working on for quite a while. And Howard, how much have we sold in a few days?
$1,300,000,000 worth in a matter of a couple of days.
That's essentially it's the green card on steroids, and it's a pathway.
Already sold
and it's been an amazing thing.
That's crazy. We already got.
We
some
didn't
Trump
have the
haters.
use of tariff.
We have a beta. A beta. We got a button. I got a button on my soundboard here for you Trump haters in the chat, because I opened it up to anyone. It's usually subscribers only, but we let you guys come in this morning, and I got my button for you guys. You guys are Trump haters, and you're beta males.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
Beta male.
Beta male.
There we go. Now
we would never
start.
be able to do this.
We can officially start.
But we used tariff,
Let's
and
go.
they said, is it a threat? I said, yes, it is a threat. And they said, we will do it. And they dropped the price. So what's happening, because the world is bigger than the United States in terms of people, that same pill would go from $10 to $20 for them, which is an increase, but it wouldn't go to, midway. But
Marnell Garcon looked in the mirror.
it would go from $10 to $20.
And notice that he is an absolute loser.
Ours would go from $130 to $20. So we dropped way down. They went up a little bit. And everyone knows it's the way it is. They, for years, would just say, no. As medicine got more expensive for us, it would stay. They said, nope, you can't sell it in this country. Let the United States pay. And we had other presidents, all of them, said, okay, we'll pay. So we were subsidizing the entire world. We're not doing it anymore. This is the biggest thing having to do with drugs in the history of the purchase of drugs. And I don't think the maybe press will treat it as a story. This is the biggest front page story that you'll ever see. This is a huge bearing too on the healthcare, because a big part of healthcare is drugs, pharmaceuticals, right, Oz? And this will have a tremendous impact on the reduction of healthcare. The biggest impact is going to be that the money should be paid not to the insurance companies, directly to the people, and the people will buy their own health care. So we're going to be working that. The problem is that the Democrats are very much controlled by the insurance companies that make all that money, but we're not going to let that happen. Starting next year, American drug prices will come down fast and furious, and will soon be among the lowest in the developed world. So in other words, whatever the lowest price for a certain drug, of which these companies make much of it.
We got major Trump haters. I got to hit the button again, guys. They're flying in here like crazy. Here we go. Hit it again.
You are a Trump hater, and you are a beta male.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever the lowest price is, Oz.
The most America first president we've ever had in our lifetimes. In my lifetime, definitely in your lifetime, definitely in all of our lifetimes. Anyone who's alive right now, you gotta love this guy. And someone said he shouldn't put his name on the Kennedy building. He should put his name on everything, bro. He is doing it, bro. He is on top. He's cleaning house. He's your daddy. He's your daddy. Daddy's home, and he's making you clean your room, and he's making you stop with the bullshit, and you're mad. Makes you mad. Oh, I want to keep playing with my friends and do all the crazy dumb shit that I was doing. No, we're all done with that.
That price
It's time to clean up, bro.
will come down to that price. So we will get the lowest price anywhere in the world. If they're lower in England, then they're...
It makes you mad. Oh, why does he have to do that? I wanted to stay home and not work and get money and work from home. And I want to play in women's sports. I can't win in men's sports. I want to play in women's sports. Come on, Daddy Trump, let me do it. No.
They are in Germany, we take the England price. As of today, 14 out of 17
so
largest pharmaceutical companies
It's so good.
have now agreed. 14 out of 17. Oh, those three companies,
so
they're
good.
in deep trouble.
Trump lowers drug prices. Why did he have to do that? Trump makes things less expensive. Why does he have to do that? Gas prices went down. Why are the gas prices going down? Men are no longer beating up on women. Why? I don't want that.
But actually, they've agreed because I think
Illegal aliens aren't invading our country. Why? I want open borders. I want illegal aliens to come and do all kinds of stuff to us. I don't want to do it like this. I don't want to do that.
those three companies are coming in at a different time next week. So they've agreed. Johnson & Johnson is one of them, right?
85% of Somalians are on welfare, and we're going to put a stop to it. No, I want everyone to come here and use our welfare. Everyone, all the immigrants should come over here and use welfare. That's what I want, because I'm liberal.
Holidays.
Why? They couldn't do it faster?
So we're going to be talking about Trump RX.
Oh, okay. Trump RX. Trump RX is doing well. As of today, 14 out of the 17 largest pharmaceutical companies, but they've all agreed, have now agreed to drastically lower drug prices for their American patients, for the American people and patients. This represents the greatest victory for patient.
So, guys, I normally have our chat on subscriber only, and we're all watching Trump live. This is literally live. I'm pausing and stuff, so it's good. We're gonna have fun with this. But I usually allow everyone in the chat. But right now it's on every. I'm sorry. I usually allow subscribers only in the chat. And right now we're on everyone, and that's why you're seeing all the craziness. Should we go back to subscribers only? Should we do it? Here, we'll do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Where am I? Oh, nurse.
Affordability in the history of American health.
My moderators are not here this morning. I caught them off guard. Let's go subscribers only on them. There we go. There it is.
Healthcare by far. And every single American will benefit. So this is the biggest
There we
thing ever
go.
to happen on drug pricing and on health care.
I want our country to get invaded. I want them to blitz into our country, bum rush our country, and use all of our welfare. Why can't we do that, though? It should be open borders. This is stolen land. Everyone should come here and rape our country.
This will have a tremendous impact on healthcare itself. I want to thank
What up, nurse?
Sanofi CEO Paul
nurse,
Hudson.
what's
Paul.
up?
Hi, Paul. I hope they have you in some order. I'll be checking.
These guys are lucky Random wasn't here, bro. He'd be going ham on them.
Alphabetical, yes, but
Okay, well, we'll do the best we can.
Him and State Line.
Thank you, Paul. Great company,
Min.
by the way. Novartis CEO Vas Narasimhan.
I remember the jacket, bro. Members only.
Thank you very much, Vas. Great job. Genentech CEO Ashley Megaragri. Where are you, Ashley? How are you? Hi. Thank you very much. Great companies.
Nature, what's
Behringer,
up? Thank you for subscribing.
Inky
There we go.
Mine
We got it under
President
control now,
John
guys.
Michael
There
Bors.
it is.
John
There
Michael, thank
it
you very much.
is.
Gilead CEO Dan O'Day. Dan? Thank you, Dan.
Liberals are
company.
so mad when Trump fixes our country or does anything to help our country. Why? Because whatever he does to fix our country makes their lives harder. Because everything the liberals do is to give their voters more free shit and let them stay home and do nothing with no responsibilities and zero accountability. And now, when we have to reverse the nonsense that's destroying our country, of course they're going to be mad. And they are.
Bristol Myers Squibb.
Just like children that have run amok and it's time to tell them to stop. Daddy comes home from work and he's like, hey, what the hell is going on here? Stop. We need to stop all this bullshit right now. Like, no, I don't want to. No. Time to stop.
Executive Vice President Carrie Gallman. Carrie? Thank you, Don. Thank you very much. GSK CEO Emma Wormsley. Emma? Thank you.
Jennifer says, I don't mind others' opinions and actually welcome it, as do I. Not just spewing brainwashed talking points that are detrimental to all. Totally agree. Well said, Jennifer. They just spew basically what CNN gives them. They take that and they throw it back at us. It's like, I already watch it. I already know what they're going to say. Trump is this, Trump is that. I saw they fact checked one of Trump's speeches on one of CNN's recent reels on their Instagram, and it was hilarious. You could see Trump haters with TDS that, you know, their TDS is eating their brains from the inside. They're beta males fact checking Trump, and it was the biggest joke I've ever seen. I'll probably play it for you guys if you guys want.
Merck CEO Rob Davis. Great company. Thank you. Great.
W. Kim Gogwin. Love you too. Thank you so much. Thank
How long
you.
have you been CEO? Almost 5 years. Very good. You're doing a good job. And Amgen Executive Vice President and CFO Peter Griffith.
Amgen. Dang.
Thank you, Peter.
I have family that work for Amgen. Big company.
You okay? Fake news.
Damn, let's go. He called him. Oh, shit. Let's go. Hold on.
You okay? Fake news.
Someone that was reporting looks like they fell down or it dropped something. He goes, you okay? Fake news. Let's play it again.
Fake news. Thank you very much.
Right here.
You okay? Fake news. We want you to be healthy. Are you all right? The camera's not okay, but she's okay. That's more important. We have good medicine for you. If you need some medicine, one of them can take good care of it.
Wow.
We're also
bros.
joined by Secretaries Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Howard Lutnick, Ambassador,
So
and
good.
really some incredible ambassadors. Administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz. and the FDA Commissioner, Marty.
Definitely, Jennifer. I am in Southern California, guys, if you don't know, and we are going to take California back. We are doing it. You know, we're going to make our voices heard, and we're going to put a stop to the nonsense. It's going to be hard. Probably the hardest in the nation. I think it'll be harder than New York, but we're going to do it. Bro, we're about to hit 13,100.
McCary.
Let's go.
They're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you, fellas. Good job. For decades, Americans have been forced to pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs by far, not just a little bit. We were like a whipping post, the United States, and it's just been 4% of the world's population. We have 4% of the world's population, and consumers pay only 13% of all prescription drugs, yet pharmaceutical companies make 75% of their profits.
By the way, Starbucks is selling these. I'm not a Starbucks fan at all, but I saw these and they're currently selling them. These are probably the best glasses you could get for tea and coffee. Phenomenal. While they still, mine is out of them. So if you guys still have them, I'd get these.
Think of that. So we have 4% of the population, 13% of prescription drugs, and yet the people behind me, who are wonderful people, make 75% of their profits from the American customer. So they understood that better than anybody, that we have to do something. That's why I signed an executive order instructing my administration to do everything in its power to slash prescription drug prices for Americans while getting other countries to pay more. And we don't want more, we want just fair. We want to pay the same thing. They used to blame it, remember?
No, bro, this is an espresso I made. I usually make my own coffee. I have one of those espresso, like Breville, like you make it yourself, tamp it yourself and all that stuff. I usually do that, but because I was just running late for this thing, I made an espresso and did a little dash of cream.
And research and development. And I said, well, research.
My favorite coffee by far. I've tasted every single coffee on the planet, everything. And I'm gonna start making my own Rep America coffee at some point, but it's got to be the best or I won't do it. Just like these hats that I made. These are the best hats. I wouldn't have made these unless they're the best. These are made in the USA. These are actually the same hats as the MAGA hats. Exactly same. Literally the exact same hats from the same manufacturer, made in USA. Right here in LA, actually. I even visited the factory. But the coffee, the best coffee on the planet, in my opinion, is Joshua Tree Breakfast Bliss. Obviously not affiliated, not nothing, but Joshua Tree Breakfast Bliss is hands down the best I've ever had.
And development for everybody. And everybody understood it. As a result, the United Kingdom's National Health Service agreed to pay.
Bro, I know Sambuca. I love Sambuca. I love me a great Sambuca. And the only place that I'll ever have Sambuca is in a couple of bakeries in New York and when I hit Italy, specifically Milan. But this is not coffee Sambuca.
The fair share for prescription drugs for the
and
first
if you know Sambuca well enough, you usually just do the Sambuca by itself with 3 coffee beans in the bottom of it.
Time in 26 years, and we expect other countries in Europe will do the same. And if they don't, we're going to put tariffs on them, and we'll get the same amount of money, plus we'll take a nice return on the money. We signed historic agreements with Pfizer, Eli Lilly, AstraZeneca, Novo Nordisk, and EMD, Serrano, to reduce prices by 300, 400, 500, 600, and even 700%, and sometimes even more than that.
For those of you wondering, this is what Joshua and I are talking about. This is Sambuca right here. This is how it looks. You got a coffee glass with a little bit of Sambuca and 3 coffee beans. That's literally how it looks, just like that.
I remember when I had a news conference in my first term,
Yep.
I was the first president that reduced prices from the beginning of my term to a year, from January
That's typically an after dinner little dessert drink.
to December,
After lunch.
1/4%. And I thought it was the greatest thing because it's the first one in 28 years. Now we're talking about numbers that are so incredible. 1/4. Think of that. I was proud of it because It hadn't happened in 28
Dude, I
where
love
drug
Florida.
prices went down. Well, now you're going to see numbers that
Dude,
nobody.
believe it or not, I've thought about moving to Florida from Southern California. I can never leave SoCal, but I've thought about Florida. If there's some place I would go, it would be Florida, I think.
would believe possible. Think of that. 500, 600, 700, 800%. Today we're building on these accomplishments. The companies assembled in this room have agreed to offer all of their drugs to Medicaid and most favored nations pricing. You're going to get most favored nations pricing, meaning they're going to pay our country the lowest price paid anywhere in the world. And they will list their most popular drugs on TrumpRx.gov. TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name it that. Somebody named it that. And I guess they assumed that was, did you name it, Oz? Or Bobby name it?
We all named it together.
Okay, well, I'm honored to have the name. And so far that's turned out because the numbers are so incredible. It's an honor. And you're going to get massive discounts to all consumers. So massive discounts will be not even offered. It's just going to be a fact. All consumers will get massive discounts. That's TrumpRx.gov. Every new drug produced by these companies in the future will permanently be offered to American patients at most favored nation prices. You know, people used to talk about that for years, but nobody ever did anything about it. No other president did. And it wasn't easy, but it worked out great. And I'm so proud of the people behind me. As an example of the price reductions we have secured through these new agreements, Santa Fe will cut the cost of its blood thinner, Plavix, from $750 to less than $16. Wow. Where's Santa Fe? Where are you? What? That's incredible, huh? Could have gone to $17, maybe. That's amazing. And you're going to do tremendous business. You're going to do much more business. So that's coming from $750. Think of that, $750. And that's the number one blood thinner. I don't want to know about that. I take an aspirin. To less than $16. Think of that. Bristol Myers Squibb, great company, both great companies, will cut the price of HIV medication, Rayurtaz, from nearly $1,500, $1,500 to $217. And it will cut the cost of hepatitis B medication, Baraclude, from $1,400 to $413. Gilead will cut the hepatitis C medication, Epclusa, from nearly $25,000 to less than $2,500. And all prices are like that, because we're bringing them down to the world.
Bro, whatever Trump says, Democrats and liberals will not want to do any. They'll do anything to avoid it. They will kill themselves to avoid it. As they said, who was it? John Kennedy said. He said, if Trump said that you need air to live, they will hold their breath. It's an unbelievable. I mean, the Trump derangement syndrome. It eats their brains from the inside. And there's nothing they can do. It's a terminal illness, apparently. That's what I heard.
Lowest price, everything. And these people really are pioneers. What they're doing is so great. And in the end, they're going to do much more business. And it's I think it's going to even out for them as a company. The countries will have to pay more. But even for them, because of the fact that the world is quite a bit bigger, it won't be very severe, I hope. I also want to thank these companies and their incredible executives for their generous contribution to American national security, because it's really what it is. It's, to a large extent, national security in addition. You can't continue to pay 13, 14 times more than other countries and think you're going to have security. Collectively, they will invest over $150 billion to build up domestic pharmaceuticals.
I gotta watch The Dictator. I'll check it out. Exactly, bro. How many boats did we blow up today, bro?
Political manufacturing.
By the way, everyone thinks this is James Dean, bro. No, that's Elon Musk on the Joe Rogan podcast.
In America, they're going to be, because of tariffs.
having a smoke on the Joe Rogan podcast. If you haven't seen that, it's a great one.
They're coming in, and I think because of the love of our country, and maybe because of the November 5th election, but because of tariffs, they're going to be coming in. They're building already. Just about all of them have started. They're building their plants in all states all over the country, and they're building incredible pharmaceutical plants. We're going to have close to 100% of our pharmaceuticals in a very short period of time made in the USA. As part of these agreements, Merck will also donate 3.5 tons of antibacterials to be placed in America's strategic reserve. Thank you very much. GSX will donate over 200 pounds of ingredients to make rescue inhalers, which is a big deal, and Bristol Myers Squibb will donate 6.5 tons of blood thinners. We appreciate it. Such amazing companies. Every president for a generation has promised to reduce drug prices, but they were talking about a little bit like that. I am the only one of them to ever even think in terms of favored nations, and that's what this is. Favored nations. It's called most favored nation. We are now a most favored nation.
We are the greatest nation in the world. And as I said, let me get the camera back, bro. Give me the camera back. As I said yesterday on the stream, we are the greatest nation. And if you're not happy to be here, if you're not thankful, you need to get the hell out of here. Especially if you're Muslim and you don't like to be here. Why the hell did you come here? There's a lot of other countries you can go to, especially if you are an immigrant and you decide to come over here and use our welfare benefits, and that was your idea of an American dream, get the hell out. That's not the American dream. We don't need people to come into our country and immediately use our welfare and stay on it for life. That's not how this works. If you're from a country and you don't know how to get your life together and you don't know how to come to a new place with opportunities and do things, create, build, be productive, be part of society, be part of a productive part of the economy, get out of here, dude. Find somewhere else to go. If you're going to be here and we're forced to have you here, the very least you can do is be thankful. Am I wrong? Tell me if guys, am I wrong? The very least you can do is be thankful to be here. If you're going to come in here and use our welfare and use all of our benefits, at least be happy and thank the United States of America. Thank the taxpayers that you're leeching off of. At the very least, you should be thankful. And if you can't be, leave. Find another country on this vast planet that you can be thankful. And here's a little hint. If you can't find a single country on this planet where you can be thankful to be there and be happy to be there, maybe you're the problem.
I want to thank the leaders in the room, and I also want to thank the leaders of all of the countries that had to pay a little more so that we were treated fairly. I really do. I want to thank the leaders of countries. And they knew the alternative was not much of an alternative, because if they didn't do it, we were going to charge them tariffs. And the tariffs would have been much more severe than what they did. But they did do it as soon as they realized about the tariffs. Then they did it very easily.
Yeah, Joshua, I got a bunch of cameras, bro. You guys, it's a lot of times you don't even realize it, but I got a bunch of things going on. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot happening. But I got this one camera that does automatic zooming and tilting and all that shit. So
no, they're very good people. Let's start with Amgen's executive vice president, who I already introduced, and I introduced the people here.
People are
So I'd like to
ungrateful.
ask Bobby and Naz to say a few words. And also, I'd like to ask if anybody would like to
At the very minimum, be thankful. At the very minimum.
speak on behalf of your company, or just say how great this country is doing. And you're all building tremendous facilities now in the United States instead of other countries that we all know about. But if you'd like to say something. So, Oz, do you want to start? And Bobby?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Mr. President, he gets taller with time.
Totally agree. Ilhan Omar is very ungrateful. Imagine the shithole of a country that she came from. Guys, we've looked it up before. If you don't know, have any of you guys ever looked up, like actually looked up Somalia? Have you actually looked up Somalia? Look at the images when you do a search of Somalia. Look at what comes up first. Actually, well, I guess you see some of the real stuff. There you go. This is where she came from right here. This is just, all I did was type Somalia. I didn't even type the place where she's from, right? Ilhan Omar is from Mogadishu, okay? So you go to Mogadishu, Somalia. Watch this. Watch this. Mogadishu, Somalia, right? Look at this. This is where she's from. First picture, they show you some water, right? That's, yeah. Then you get into the reality of Mogadishu. This is Mogadishu. This is Mogadishu. Everything's beat up. Everything's torn up. People are fighting each other. Everything's getting blown up. Everything's destroyed. This is Mogadishu, guys. This is Mogadishu. She came from a shithole country where you're lucky to be alive past, I don't know, 20, 30. You're lucky to be a baby and be alive past being a baby. And then wants to tell us how to run our country. And then wants to tell us that our country sucks. Wants to, you know what's insane? Wants to tell us that we need to go after white men. So white men created this beautiful country that you ran from your country to come here, right? And you wanted to go nowhere else in the world but here. And now you want to tell us to go after the white men? Are you out of your mind? Like, are you retarded? Like, how stupid can you be? How retarded it's the same thing as when, literally it's the same thing as when people go to work for these wonderful companies, get great pay, wonderful pensions or wonderful benefits and all whatever it is, and get good jobs, good everything, and then they want to talk shit on their employer, on their boss, on their owners of the company. Oh, they make too much money. Oh, they're not working like I am, and they're not. Oh, it's like, dude, they created this beautiful company that you decided of all the vast places you could go get a job, you're going to go get a job there. And now you're going to talk shit on the guy that owns the company, that created that company, broke his back to make that company. None of you guys, I mean, many of you guys probably do, but none of those people realize what it's like to create a company that is actually become successful. And imagine to get it so successful that you can hire people and pay them good salaries, give them great benefits and all that wonderful stuff. And then on top of that, they want to come and talk shit on you. Imagine that. That's what it's like when you have Ilhan Omar bum rushing into our country, blitzing into our country with all her other cronies and talking shit on our country, telling us we need to go after white men. Are you a retard?
Mr. President, each of the 9 CEOs will speak very briefly about what they have done, because it is a patriotic effort. This is affordability in action. We talk about it in abstract, but this is not an abstract concept. This is a very concrete.
Knowles Bradford said the president of her country loves her, she says. She says that. But when Trump asked their country to take her back, they said no. And Trump asked, because Trump is Trump. He don't give a shit. And he said, will you take Ilhan Omar back? They said, hell no.
Tangible, personal reality, because we've got moms with sick children who cannot afford their medications. Working families cannot make ends meet. Seniors on fixed income. We have 80 million people who have to pay more than $100 a month for their prescriptions. They just can't keep up. So this is a hardcore approach to this, driven by a bold leader who's taken bold.
Aquarium, what's up, dude? Aquariums is totally right. Aquariums in the chat. He says her father committed crimes against humanity and had a death sentence in Somalia for his role in killing a bunch of Somalians under the old military dictatorship. And we're not even getting into how she came to how she got into our country and how she illegally got her brother into our country and committed immigration fraud and all that stuff. We're not even going there yet.
Bold action. With that bold action, we've now created a standard for the industry. The 9 leaders behind us run the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world. They're joining 5 other companies that have been through this White House process over the last 2 months. I want to make sure you appreciate that it doesn't happen with just the people in the room. They're wonderful individuals: Chris Klump, Inma Hernandez, John Brooks, Theo Merkel, Corey, Heidi. A lot of folks work their tails off to make this happen, and that's why we've gotten to the finish line. The prices that President Trump left to the next administration on pharmaceuticals have gone up 25% until the president took office. We are reversing that trend and making sure that Americans can afford to get the life-saving solutions. Because if these brilliant innovators
W. Louie, bro, glad to have you, buddy. Glad to have you, man, from the Lone Star State, baby.
create solutions to cancer and hypertension, hepatitis, and a bunch of other viruses, illnesses that have been lethal throughout human history, but you can't afford them, then we're not treating you fairly. And that's why what the president has done is so critically important. He mentioned quickly the amount of money that they've contributed towards our strategic stockpile and to building in this country. But fundamentally, the health of the American people will benefit because this president took bold action. And from my
Bold action, bro, is all our president takes. He doesn't give a shit about nobody's feelings, and he doesn't care what you say. He takes bold actions. I love that. W. Anna Rodriguez, dude. Hell yeah.
personal position,
Somebody please take her. Please, somebody help us out, man. Somebody take her. And by the way, how does she go from making $60K to within 3 years, $30 million?
couldn't do anything I do without Secretary Kennedy, who just does not take no for an answer and will call me even more than the president does to make sure things happen right. Mr. Secretary, even more.
Don't Omar my country. Oh, where is that, bro? Michael, bro. W. Michael, his new phrase. Don't Omar my country. Don't you dare come over here and Omar our country, bro.
I don't think that's true. I think we got a lot of calls from the president, and at one point in this negotiation, we both stopped answering our phones late at night because we couldn't take it anymore. But I want to thank.
That fucking Trump, bro, is lit. Trump is lit naturally. Lit. Like, he's just lights these guys up. He doesn't sleep. These guys haven't been able to breathe since Trump came into office, bro. They're just on. They're like constantly on. They're like, why the hell did I do this? Well, I could have been chilling. This dude, RFK, was chilling in LA, bro. Has plenty of money. Doesn't need to do shit.
Thank you, Mr. President, for doing this. President Trump, when he was up here a moment ago,
What up, Candy?
talked about how historic this is and how every one of the news outlets in here ought to have World War III size headlines about this. And I was reminded about how astonishing this achievement is. A couple of days ago, when one of my sons, 29 years old, very, very left-wing Democrat, and disagrees with a lot of the policies of this administration, he called me and he said, Dad, I want to tell you how proud I am about this. This is the best achievement that could happen to our country. This is something Bernie Sanders has been clamoring for 25 years. Elizabeth Warren has been clamoring for. Joe Biden promised the American people. President Obama, President Clinton all promised to do this for the American people. All of them expressed their outrage, their indignation that we are paying 1/10 in some cases.
Thank you, Aquarians, for saying that, bro, for mentioning it. Yeah, bro. Thank you guys for subscribing. We have a Discord. We got everything. We chat offline. We talk about all this stuff. We have a good time. Feel free to join our Discord. Feel free to subscribe and all that stuff. We're all over it. Appreciate you guys.
The price of drugs that they're selling in Europe. We developed them here. We manufactured some of them in New Jersey. We were paying $1,300 for a drug manufactured in New Jersey. The same drug manufactured in the same plant was being sold for $88 in London. And everybody recognized how unfair this was. We were paying for all the innovation in this.
I agree, y'all. And on top of that, bro, you can't lean on government for everything. And that's the problem with the liberals. The Democrats, they want to create solutions that is only revolves around the government being your solution. The government is not your solution for everything. Just like when you grow up, you finally have to do things on your own. Your parents cannot keep doing everything for you. Same thing with the government. Your government cannot be your solution for everything. And by the way, you need to grow up. You need to have responsibility. You need to be accountable. You asked me in the chat about Miss Medication. She's doing good. She's unfortunately not wearing enough clothes, or I'd have her come on real quick. Maybe I'll get her on in a minute. Yep.
Country. And yet, the rest of the world was free riding on it. And President Trump told me and Dr. Oz at the beginning of this term, this is what I want you to do. And he leaned on us. I think both of us were very skeptical at that point that it could be done. But I would say this is a miracle. And I'm very grateful to all the CEOs.
What is this thing about clothes? Did I miss something? Everyone's talking about clothes suck.
Saw the sense in this, who understood the injustice and the unsustainability of the system, and who put public health, and particularly the public health of Americans, ahead of some of their other priorities.
Michael is absolutely right. Nothing is free. Welfare is a major, major issue in our country, and it's something that I have been looking into a lot, and it's something I've read a lot about, and it's something that I'm passionate about. It's destroyed our country. Everything that we have that is welfare-based, every institution, every kind of policy, anything, any type of welfare program that we have actually does the opposite of what it's intended for. It actually hurts the very people that it's claiming to help.
And all of them came to the table, and President Trump asked us to do three things. One, to deliver the lowest prices in the world and make this affordable for Americans. Number two, to do it in a way that we would not hurt innovation, that we would keep America as the incubator and the dominating force in innovation around the world. And three, to bring drug manufacturing home to this country. I can tell you by the end of this term, 95% of the drugs, we will have MFN. In other words, we will be
Joshua, if you want to go to my Discord, bro, my YouTube channel page has my Discord link on it, and I'll put it up. It's very simple. It's just Rep America. One word.
Americans will be paying the lowest price in the world, 95% of the drugs. You talk about affordability. People are talking about affordability. Nobody has done anything for affordability greater than this. So I want to thank you, President Trump, for your leadership, for your vision, and for your relentless harassment of us to make sure this all got done. And I really want to just thank all of the CEOs, all these companies, for coming to the table in good faith, working out a very, very pragmatic agreement that allows them to continue to do the innovation that is going to save lives and alleviate suffering around the world, and do it in a way that is more fair to the American people. Thank you.
So we're going to, Howard first. So this is an example of what President Trump does. It's the entire administration, the whole government working together.
Jack says, all welfare programs do the opposite. I can't articulate why, but trust me, bro, LMAO. Yes, they do. They do the opposite, and I can't articulate.
Bobby and I met.
I think you're saying that I can't articulate that.
At the beginning of the administration, of how we could work together to bring drug prices down,
Yes, sir.
as the president instructed, and bring manufacturing home. So they've said they're going to have 95% of the drugs be at the lowest price in the world. And when we walked in, and the president walked in, we were making about 16% of our drugs were being made in America. Right? right?
Hell yeah, Joshua. I'd be crazy if I run for, imagine if I run for office in California. That'd be nuts.
And we are having hundreds, the people behind us are committed hundreds of billions of dollars to bring their manufacturing here and bring their research here. And that employs Americans and keeps our drugs produced safely. You want to know when you take that drug is made in America, overseen by the FDA, and it is safe. So the president not only is driving prices down, he's doing a 1-2 punch of bringing production here. And the third thing he's doing is when you take that drug, you know it was made in America, protected by Americans, and it's safe. And I can't be more proud. I think this is the most impressive thing I've ever seen, because none of you, and maybe even none of us, thought this was possible. Only President Trump, he knew it, he drove it, and he has delivered it here today. And I can't be more proud to be standing next to him, because this is delivering for America.
Love it. And also, guys, thank you for subscribing. I'm watching the number right here go up. Where is it? Right here. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me, guys. And I bring you all the live good stuff almost daily.
To the podium. Here we go. Well, I'm going to move it back up, get taller again. Mr. President, thank you.
Pretty much daily.
For the
Morning
opportunity
and
to work
night,
with you
twice
to
a
improve
day
the
in a lot of
affordability of
cases.
medicines for American patients. Amgen recently launched Amgen Now, a direct-to-patient option for Repatha that cuts out PBM middlemen and significantly improves affordability for people who are uninsured, facing high out-of-pocket costs, or paying on their own. Repatha will also...
Jack, you're a hater, bro. You're being a beta male, bro. I think you got me lined up to hit the button on you. Should we do it? Come on, Jack. Don't be a beta.
Beta.
Beta male.
Beta male.
Come on, Jack. Grow a pair, bro. Come on. Satan is your daddy, Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
also soon be added to TrumpRx.com. A U.S.-based pioneer for more than 4 decades, we've invested more than $40 billion in U.S. research and manufacturing since 2018, supported by pro-innovation policies that you've championed. Thank you again, Mr. President. We look forward to continuing to work together to deliver meaningful benefits and innovation for U.S. patients.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jean-Michel Boers from Boehringer Ingelheim. It's a true honor to be here for an agreement that we believe will make a true difference for American patients. For 140 years, Boehringer Ingelheim, a family-owned company, has been committed to improving health and outcomes to save lives of patients. With today's agreement, we believe that we have actually struck the delicate balance that there is to protect America's leadership in research and innovation,
Hell yeah,
and at the
Joshua.
same time ensure that patients pay a fair price for their medicines. So from rare diseases in oncology or pulmonary fibrosis, where we do research into chronic diseases.
Dude, 4-2-2 formation, bro. 100%. England needs Trump. And I said it before, dude. I'll say it again. It's because of Trump getting elected this time around that England, the people in England, are standing up for their own country. We in U.S. with Elon Musk and Trump brought back freedom of speech and the guts to stand up for your own country. That's what happened, and that's why England, has a fighting chance right now. Some say it's too far gone, but I'm more hopeful. So I hope they can figure it out. And same thing with France. France is also probably, a lot of people say it's more far gone than England. I don't know. They're kind of neck and neck, to be honest, but it's because of Trump and Elon Musk bringing back freedom of speech, freedom of expression that those countries have a fighting chance now.
Diabetes, chronic kidney disease, obesity
Thank you,
maybe in the
Comms.
future. I will go quick. We will continue to work for the American patients. We are onshoring manufacturing to the U.S. to very rapidly, within the time of this administration, have the majority of our products produced in the U.S. Thank you, Mr. President.
Jimmy Kimmel, Trump had nothing to do with Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel buried himself by being lackluster, by being not funny. by not being funny, by only talking about Trump the whole time. And it goes for all the programs. All the programs that get on TV right now and only talk about Trump and only this, that, and the other, all the ratings are trash. I've already showed you the ratings. They're all trash. Trump has hated these TV talk show hosts for years and all their other programs. He's talked shit on all of them for years. Why didn't they get canceled before? Because it's not Trump, it's him. This is the second year in a row that Jimmy Kimmel's ratings are negative. He's making negative profit. He's losing money. So, and if you know anything about running a business like I do, if something doesn't make money, you need to make a change. Jimmy Kimmel never changed a word he was saying, kept doing the same thing. Ratings kept going down, down, down. I showed you guys charts. You can look at my previous live streams. He just sucks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Bristol-Myers Squibb is an American company that for more than 6,500 years has been protecting and extending American lives.
Aquarium said it well. He says over 100,000 manufacturing jobs currently open in USA, just a lack of skilled, qualified, willing workers. The last part, willing workers. You have a lot of people that grew up and unfortunately as a child and as a young adult, when you grow up, you are more likely to lean towards liberal because everything's been handed to you for free growing up. Naturally, being a child and growing up and going to school, you never worked or had responsibility or been accountable. So you lean liberal, and they grow up and, they get these degrees that there's no jobs for. They're overqualified. They're doing these crazy degrees and all this bullshit, and they don't have the skills to do actual manufacturing jobs, and they don't have the will to actually go and work their way up and get things going. And they don't know, they don't understand. You start low with your income, you make a little bit of income, and then you slowly go up, 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 up. And if you're good, you have a brain, you can make more money, but they're too good for that.
And today I'll make two very brief announcements. One, we are very proud to announce that we will provide Eliquis, our #1 prescribed medicine, to Medicaid for free. We're also answering the administration's calls, as the president said, to shore up the national medicine reserves by donating more than 6.5 tons of Eliquis. These actions build on BMS's commitment to invest $40 billion in the U.S. in research and development and manufacturing. And these investments reflect our enduring commitment.
Riley, what's not true? Help us out.
To work with the administration to improve patient lives. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for shining a light on the importance of our innovation and getting all countries to pay for this innovation. I'm proud to represent Genentech, America's first biotech company.
These are presidents of medical companies.
We are offering our flu medicine, which is very important this year, given the severity of the flu.
Riley has nothing to say. You just want to lie in the chat and have no way of backing it up. A typical liberal.
Fluza for $50 direct to patients, and that's a 70% price reduction, and that also will be available on TrumpRx. We're also very proud of our $50 billion investment in U.S. manufacturing and new research labs. Our new facility in North Carolina
Typing. Hurry up and type, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Pick it up, bro.
will bring 11,000 jobs to America.
Nice.
These are important steps forward for Americans and also for patients. Thank you very much.
I saw your rendering. It's beautiful, what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, to you and the administration. I think this objective of achieving the commitment to affordability and future innovation is extraordinary. And let me just say that the company I represent, Gilead Sciences, the scientists reach for cures every day. In fact, they've come up with medicines that have cured both certain forms of hepatitis and also certain forms of blood cancer. And we just recently launched a new medicine that's only given twice a year to prevent HIV. And we're working with Secretary Kennedy and his entire team, as well as the State Department, as a part of your ex-US strategy to support ending the epidemic really during your term. And so we look forward to working with you on that. I've never been more optimistic about the innovation that exists across these companies and the impact this can have on America's health and economy. Thank you very much.
Brady says Trump should ask them to find a cure for TDS. Bro, it's terminal. There is no cure for it, bro. Once you get it, you're done. It eats your brain alive, bro.
Yeah, it literally prevents HIV almost 100% given twice a year. And so the America First State Department strategy, we've partnered with them, and we're also partnering with Secretary Kennedy and his team. Thank you very much.
GSK cares deeply about improving the affordability of medicines, which is why today we're announcing for the 40 million.
Here is another example of the type of immigrants I want. Listen to her.
Million Americans who live with asthma or COPD.
Not all immigrants, like liberals want to convince you that we need immigration because who's going to take these jobs? And they think immigrants should have the lowest level jobs and, you know, who's going to pick fruit. And they think of immigrants as fruit pickers. I'm on the wrong camera this whole time. Let me go back. Here we are. They think of immigrants as fruit pickers. This is the type of immigrant that we need. Look at her. Let me zoom in so you can see her a little bit better. Let me see. How can I zoom in on her? Oh, it's zoomed out. Here, right here. Liberals will have you thinking that we need immigrants to pick fruit, but we actually think higher. We think bigger of immigrants. Immigrants should come in here, be smart, do big things, be productive. Look at this immigrant. How long do you think she's been in America?
We're going to be significantly lowering the cost of the medicines they rely on to breathe
These are the type of immigrants we need.
more easily every day. We're going to be going direct on 8 of our core medicines with deep discounts, and we're investing in American health security by donating the ingredients that go into rescue inhalers like this one so that people can access them when they need them. This triple win is on top of our commitment to invest $30 billion in American manufacturing, American research, American technology, and American talent. And all of this to do the right thing for American patients, whether that's...
Okay, let's read Riley's thing. Democrats don't want free shit. This is Riley in the chat saying this, finally responded. Jesus, took all this time just to say this? Okay, bro, let's read it. Democrats don't want free shit. They want to decrease the deficit by taxing billionaires like they were under JFK. Republicans have shifted the tax burden onto the middle class. Very false.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Let's go back to taxes. First of all, we'll pick your whole argument apart. The top 1% of our country pay for 40% or more of all the taxes. The top 20% pay for 75% of all taxes. The top 50% of all earners in our country pay for 97% of all taxes. You guys can look that up. You can Google it. You can chat GPT it. You can put it in your favorite AI. The top 50% of earners in our country pay for 97% of all of our taxes. And you want to tax them more? It makes no sense. Democrats want free shit. And I say it again. That's all they want is free shit. They want to decrease the deficit. Then how come every time Democrats come into office, they make it worse? How come Democrats, whenever they come into office, they make cost of living go up? How come every time Democrats come into office, they make inflation go through the roof? It's all bullshit. It's all lies, bro. You've been lied to. And now you're regurgitating lies.
John in North Carolina, who says he can now visit with his granddaughters without worrying whether will have to struggle for breath. Or Marsha in Kentucky, who says if her asthma inhaler is cheaper, she can properly celebrate with her family this holidays. Mr. President, thank you so much for your ambition for American patients and for the partnership of all of your team so we get ahead of disease together.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, these are the type of immigrants we need, bro.
Mr. President, as
immigrants like this, immigrants like my parents. My parents came in here 50 years ago to this country. And what did they do? they went nuts. First, they were cleaning hotel rooms close to Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Not the good hotels, shitty ones, but they worked their way up. And eventually, they were business owners. Well, one of them was, the other one worked for corporations for the rest of her life until she retired. Did very well. Wasn't picking fruit, wasn't doing, of course they did. They started out small and worked their way up. We need solid immigrants, not people that are coming in here trying to be on welfare. That's not how that works. 87% let's just say it this way, over 85% of Somalians that have come into our country are currently on welfare and have been for years and are not planning to get off of it because they don't know work ethic and responsibility, accountability, and the brains to go and actually be a productive part of our economy. This is a reality. It's not racist to call it out. It's not Islamophobic or anything like that. It's just a reality. There is a truth. Not everyone from every corner of our earth is advanced enough and came from a place that's as civilized as it needs to be a productive part of our economy. It's just not true. It's just, that's just the reality of it. They're just not dialed in to be that way. They're just not. And you see it by the numbers. We didn't just start allowing immigrants into our country yesterday. We have a track record now. We can look up metrics. So it's not like, oh no, we don't know because we have to see how it plays out. It's like, no, we're seeing exactly how it's played out. And now we can look at numbers. Now we can look at numbers. And it's not racist to look at numbers.
I just want to say thank you for your leadership. I reflect on your goal of driving affordability and access to Americans, but equally getting prices up outside the United States, and we're 100% supportive of your actions. As many of the colleagues have talked about, I represent Merck, and we also are looking to what we can do on TrumpRx.gov. In addition to bringing in our diabetes drugs, one of the things I just wanted to highlight, we have a novel oral cardiovascular drug, which has an opportunity to meaningfully lower LDL and really still go after what is the leading cause.
Yeah, aquariums is right, but nobody will talk about that. But the Muslims have all the liberals, dialed into talking about Hamas and how Hamas is saving Palestinians, apparently. But no word about Nepal. No word about any of the other atrocities around the world. No word, dude. There was never a peep about Armenians. Not one time did liberals talk about Armenians. 200,000 Armenians got ethnically cleansed. Not a word. Nothing. But the Muslims have just owned them right now, and so they're out talking about Israel. Jews and talking against or for Hamas as if Hamas is like some kind of savior.
Cause of death in the United States, which is cardiovascular disease, kills 1 million people in the United States annually. And thanks to TrumpRx.com, you will not only be able to get this pill and have an easy to take pill, but it'll be easy to get and it'll be affordable. So I appreciate your leadership and look forward to continuing to partner with you. Thank you.
Great company. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, my name is Vas Narasimhan, CEO of Novartis. Novartis is a 250-year-old company, and today we're the global leader in bringing advanced technologies to patients in the United States around the world, technologies like radioligand therapies and cell and gene therapies. What I want to highlight to you is we're bringing the manufacturing of these technologies to the United States now. We've committed to build 9 new facilities. 7 of them we already have a groundbreaking for.
Look at this, guys, just look at how often we have President Trump coming on TV, on our screens, which way that you see it right now, with everyone talking. and you get to hear what they're saying. Look at this transparency. It's incredible. We've never had this in the history of our country. Obviously, you know, with social media, we're able to do it now, but we've had it before Trump's term and all the other terms. We've had a lot of, obviously TV was, but we still never, even with TV and all that stuff we never saw it like this. We never saw it. It's like he has a meeting. It's like, you guys want to come and talk? Great. We're going to do it on the microphone in front of cameras. Let's go. That's incredible, guys. That's like, honestly, it's prime time every day. And we're hearing from leaders of our world. These are all presidents and CEOs of the largest corporations in the world. Literally. We're seeing the people that own and run the largest corporations and money makers and decision makers of the whole world. We're seeing this daily. This is incredible. Like you gotta take that in and appreciate that about this president and about this time. Yes, he did the show The Apprentice, and he knows about show business and he knows all that stuff. And yes, that ended up helping in him being able to do all this kind of production stuff and say, hey, let's put this on TV. This is how we got to run this shit. And I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Like it's incredible. I love putting these people on. He grabs these presidents, CEOs, and he puts them on prime time and says, "Let's go talk to the whole world, bro. Let's go." And you know what? They open their mouth to the whole world, not just to some people. Like they're behind closed doors all the time. Now they're in front of the whole world. Now they open their mouth and they have to say some shit, and they do. And they're held accountable. You know, hey, we saw you yesterday at the White House. You said this. How come now you're doing that? You know, like so they come out here. Of course, a lot of it is fluff. Come on, guys, I'm not a retard. A lot of it is fluff, but it's great to see what's going on. It's great to hear what's important to them come out of their mouth. It's just a wonderful time.
Dr. Makari was with me in North Carolina. We were opening up 4 new plants. Our plan is to scale manufacturing here and ensure all our critical medicines, including these most advanced technologies, are made here in the United States for U.S. patients.
Thank you very much. So first of all, thank you, Mr. President.
There's my car racing buddy, PCSCCR.
I think you've convened on an extremely important subject and made more progress than perhaps anybody ever thought was frankly possible. For Sanofi, this is another day to reaffirm our commitment to patients, our unwavering support to trying to do the right thing to help patients get better outcomes. Put simply, affordability has been at the heart of that for a very long time. Having concluded this contract with the President and the administration, we find ourselves able, as a joint effort, to go further than we ever thought was possible. And that's kudos to you and for what you have done.
What is this person saying? Suvik is in the chat. Suvik, are you legal, bro? Do we have to call ICE? It says Trump used to complain about America interfering in other country affairs. Now that he's in government, he's doing the same in Nepal, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. Are you aware or not? What are you talking about, bro? Now he's in government. He's doing the same. What is he doing? He's interfering? No, he's helping, bro.
Done. Improving affordability and...
Do we need to hit the Trump button on him?
Preserving innovation and rewarding innovation is a very difficult balance to take. I think we feel the negotiations and the conversations have had the patient at the center throughout the entire time, as difficult as it may have been on occasions. I think what many can learn from the way this was handled, put simply, is that when you bring industry and you bring government together with the spirit of doing the right thing for patients, it is almost limitless what can be achieved. So on behalf of Sanofi, I'd like to thank you, Mr. President, and the team for what has been simply an incredible amount of progress. Thank you.
The beta button for Suvik, Suvik, you are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You are a Trump hater and you are a beta male.
You know what a beta male is? That's you.
Beta male.
Beta male.
Beta male.
So, as I watch, these are the greatest business leaders, and they're beyond that. Many are doctors, and they ended up running the biggest businesses in the country. But you've
Hell
done
yeah,
so
Lisa,
much.
welcome.
And you made it a lot easier than we thought it would be. You were just, you understood.
Guys, if you're watching Be More Like Lisa, join the chat, bro. Jump in. Let's go.
Do the right thing. And as I was watching, and I know all of them, not personally, a couple of them personally, but I know them all through reading lots of business magazines and other magazines and newspapers. These are highly respected people. And I said to myself, look at what they've done. They've done something that, and as you said, something that you never thought was possible to get done. Most people thought for the United States to have favored nations where we have the lowest drug price in the world is unthinkable. And I said to myself, we have a thing called the Unaffordable Care Act. It's unaffordable because the insurance companies make so much money, and the insurance companies totally control the Democrats. And I said to myself, standing watching these great leaders, and we have 4 other leaders coming in, Johnson & Johnson, and 4 other very big companies, actually, very great companies. They've all agreed, and they'll be coming in next week, and we appreciate them too. But they've agreed to the same thing, lowest price anywhere in the world. I said, I think that the insurance companies, we should have a meeting and we should talk to them. Because I would say that maybe with one talk, they would be willing to cut their prices by 50, 60, or 70%. They've made a fortune. They've had stock prices that have gone up 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and even 18. Think of this. They went up 1,800%. One of them went up numbers that nobody's ever seen before. A nice return, not a 2%, an 1,800% return. One went up more than that. Therefore, there's a lot of fat that can be cut. And I'd like to announce here, this is just an idea that I had standing here, watching these great leaders saying that we're going to have the lowest prices anywhere in the world, something that nobody would have thought possible. And they're going to come out great. But also donating incredible different medications, medications that are world-famous medications that one or another of them make, and donating them in some cases for free or very, very low prices. And I said, I'll bet you if I called a meeting of the insurance companies, the companies that are involved with healthcare costs, I would be willing to bet, I think, that they would reduce their prices very, very substantially. We could have fair health care in the country. Now, my initial thought, and this is what I want to do as of right now, this is the alternative, is that all of...
While he's talking, just look at people moving around while they're standing there. Imagine Trump does this every day. Is the screen too big? Oh, I need to bring it down. You guys didn't tell me. While Trump is talking, you can see everyone there standing. And then you realize Trump, how he's nowhere near being Sleepy Joe. Trump stands up for hours, does he marathon announcements, sometimes back to back. The dude stands up and talks and talks and talks and talks. Doesn't have to use the bathroom like everybody's grandpa. All older men have to go to the bathroom 100 times a minute. Not only that, he just stands there and he's able to do it. Meanwhile, everyone else is squirming and moving around and doing all this stuff. But this dude, he just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. He's just naturally lit.
Of the billions and billions, ultimately trillions and trillions of dollars that's paid to these companies, we're going to pay directly to the people. But there's another way of doing it, and that's getting the insurance companies to ease up and to cut their pricing way, way down and stay part of the system. So I'm going to call a meeting. It could be in Florida this coming week, or it could be back in the White House the first week, not the second or third week. I'm going to call a meeting of the big insurance companies that have gotten so rich by receiving money and really much, far, far more money than they're entitled to. And I have a feeling maybe if they would act like these incredible, brilliant, responsible citizens behind me, people that love our country, and they love the world. I mean, frankly, these are international companies for the most part. I'm going to call a meeting of the insurance companies. I'm going to see if they get their price down, to put it very bluntly.
Hell yeah, Michael. Thank you for your service, bro. Hell yeah.
And I think that is a very big statement. And what happened here is the biggest statement of all, because nobody thought a thing like this was possible. And I think based on that, I won't even take questions today, because there's no way I can take questions that are anywhere comparable to what you just witnessed. You just witnessed drug prices that will go down at levels never thought even possible, Marty, right? Never thought even possible. And I think that the second biggest part of this meeting is going to be the fact that
I don't think Trump takes any type of drugs, any type of Adderall. I honestly don't. Adam Frazier, bro, welcome to, thank you for joining. Thank you for being a new member, man. Hell yeah. He's a brand new member of Rep America, baby. Thank you. Really appreciate you supporting and being part of the conversation, dude. Thank you for joining, man. Hell yeah. But I don't think Trump takes any Adderall or anything. Trump doesn't drink alcohol. All of you guys drink. Everyone in the country drinks or does some kind of cannabis, this, that. The guy does nothing. I doubt he would not drink and not do anything and then take Adderall. I don't think he does anything.
I'm going to call in the insurance companies that are making so much money, and they have to make less a lot.
And as far as he's been going, for as far as he's been going, dude, Adam, thank you. He just gifted someone a membership, dude. Hell yeah, thank you. High Lonesome Hillbilly just got a free membership, bro, at the hands of Adam Frazier. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you, Adam. Hell yeah, let's go, baby.
A lot less. And maybe we can have reasonable health.
I'm telling you, you couldn't. So Trump has been going like this for years. You can't do Adderall that much every day back to back and look normal and keep going. It hits you at some point and you crash. Like I'm just saying, I don't take Adderall. I just know from people that talk about it, and there's no way he's on it.
Healthcare without having to cut them out and let it all go
Adam,
awry.
thank you, bro.
So, we're going to be calling a meeting. It'll be either in Florida or it'll be here the first week. And I'd prefer not talking and asking questions, only for the reason that this is such a big announcement, meaning what these people have said and what the other four companies are going to say, which is exactly the same thing, that I really don't want to soil it up by asking questions, even questions that are very fair questions that I'd love to answer. So I think we have to just stop right here. I really appreciate
Tim Ware, bro. Thank you for your service, buddy. Hell yeah. Love it, bro. Love it, bro. Hell yeah. Thank you for joining, man.
the fact that these companies came here. These, again,
and Michael, to you as well, bro. Thank you all for, bro, all you guys that have been in our military, bro, thank you guys for your service, bro. You guys are what make our country as great as it is, man. Thank you so much.
Not really cognizant of the people standing behind me. These are the biggest executives in the world. And what they're doing today is monumental. And I want to stand it on that. And I'll see you later if you'd like. But I don't want to be asking questions having to do with anything else. I do want you to remember what I said about the 4.5%. We took 100% of the new workers was in the private sector. And we've cut tremendous numbers of government jobs. And that's why, if you look at our numbers, they're so good. Also, more than, I don't know if you've read this, came out a week ago, more than 50% of our trade deficit was cut. We cut it more than 50% in a period of a few months. Nobody thought any of these things were possible. Thank you very much, everybody.
Dang, bro. I wanted to put this for you guys. Someone mentioned something about, U.S. You don't want to mess with the U.S. Bro, look at this real quick. Let me see. Does this show up good on your screen? Let me see if I can make it better here. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. It says here, man high on meth fights off 15 police officers while masturbating. And right here it says, and Iran thinks they can take us? You don't want none, bro. You don't want none, bro. Adam, thanks for coming, man. Good to have you. I'm gonna head out to in a sec. I want to be on a little bit later. It's a Friday. I'm gonna be on. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna put these hats on for sale, you guys, and this one and the ones that are right there behind me. You can see these hats right over here, and these hats right here. I got the one that I'm wearing. I got the red and the black, the dark MAGA style. And then obviously, like I said, I got this one that I'm wearing with the all red flag on the side. These are going to go on sale tonight or later in a little bit. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining. Dude, join our Discord if you want to chat offline and hang out and stuff. Dude, love you guys. Thanks for subscribing. And I'm going to put you out on a video here. You know what, dude? I do want to go through a couple more of these. Why is my story unavailable? Oh, because it's past its time. All right. Was it Aquariums that sent me this? Someone sent me these. Let's look at it. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this one right here.
Yeah, I mean, Democrats in the minds of the American public are lower than the Dead Sea. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look. The net approval rating for Democrats in Congress, you said it, Kate Baldwin, the lowest ever. Look at this. Overall, they are 55 points underwater. Their approval rating is south of 20%. It's even worse when you look at independents. Look at this. Negative 61 points. That means that their approval rating is 61 points lower than their disapproval rating. Quinnipiac has been polling this question for the better part of the 21st century. They have never found Democrats, at least those in Congress, in worse shape than they are right now.
That's independents and overall, but what about Democrats on Democrats?
Yeah, what about Democrats on Democrats? So part of the reason overall is so low is independents are driving it low. But that's not the only reason it's so low. What about Democrats on Democrats? Democrats' net approval rating of congressional Democrats. I want you to keep in mind, they had never rated Democrats negatively until this year. And right now, what are we talking about? We're talking about a net approval rating from Democrats. This is Democrats on Democrats. Their approval rating is actually lower than the disapproval rating, and that is quite the drop from October. I think during the shutdown, there was a bit of a boost for Democrats, right? There was a rallying around the flag effect going on. But Democrats did not like how that shutdown turned out. They have returned against Democrats in Congress.
Guys, why do you think their approval is so far down? Because they've been talking about Orange Man bad for so long, they do not come up with new policy, new plans, new ideas. They don't know how, they forgot. They've been doing Orange Man bad for so long, they forgot how to come up with ideas. They don't even know what to do anymore. They're just, outside of bashing Trump, they're jammed up. They don't know what to do. They honestly don't know. All right, so the fight, I haven't, I don't know if I'm going to be watching the fight tonight, but my question to you guys is, do you guys think these Jake Paul fights are actually real? Like, do you think people are actually fighting it out? Maybe. It's not like WWF, right? It's real. I don't know. No, right? Random, bro. What's up, bro? You made it a little late, man. You would have had a good time earlier because I went on purpose. You guys all say no. Yeah, I don't think so either, bro. I don't think these are real fights, man. You think it's worse than WWE? Dude, Random, I'm telling you, bro. Random, I'm telling you, bro. I had it on Anyone Can Chat, and it went nuts, bro. It was like brrr, people going off on Trump, dude. We were like, oh man, if Random was here, he would have been blasting. You would have had an aneurysm, bro. It was nuts. It was crazy, dude. Oh man, you missed it too. Man, you would have been going crazy on these guys. It was pretty intense. Joshua saw a bunch of it, bro. Oh man, it's crazy. Anyway, I got a couple more of these that I want to play. I got a bunch that I want to.
I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who break our laws. We are a nation of laws. If we are not a nation of laws, we're no nation at all. And that is what we are doing every day, is following laws. If you guys don't like the law, go change it. That's your job. You don't complain. I was raised by a dad who said we don't complain about things. We fix them. Well, go fix them. If you don't like the law, quit bellyaching, quit hitting and attacking our ICE officers, quit going out and protesting and screaming vile things at them, quit calling them names. We wouldn't let our children do that. Go do something that actually matters by having an honest debate and changing the law. That's your jobs. You all should be fired, in my viewpoint. I think it's shameful to see the defense of individuals who...
She's 100% right. Totally right. 100%. How about this?
I believe the Democratic Party is as close to a terrorist organization as you can get, and if we start doing the real investigations of this, they will be designated a terrorist organization of what they've done to the United States. They plotted more so even than Muslim Brotherhood and CARE, right? And all these Islamic radical terrorist organizations, which are bad enough, and we got to get to the bottom of and get them out of the country. These people organized an invasion of our country. We got 15 to 20 million illegal alien invaders here that have destroyed the country, destroyed the economy, have destroyed the education system, particularly in inner cities for folks, destroyed the education system, the healthcare system, law and order, sanitation. And they specifically brought in people that would not acclimate to our culture and our society.
Assimilate.
And could not be assimilated, did not want to be assimilated. And we're going to be arrogant about how they were not assimilated. I believe the Democratic Party is as close.
There's a bunch of this stuff I want to play, but I got a lot to do right now. I got a lot of stuff to handle for these businesses. And so I'm going to get around to that. It's Friday. Just got to get shit dialed in, for this weekend. And then I'm going to jump back on live with you guys in a little bit later. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to put that video on. A little outro video. You guys can have a little fun on that. That's a fun little video if you're, you want to see some of these clips. Those are good. Guys, again, thank you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
We have a president who acts again.
Now that Charlie Kirk is dead, the gloves are off. And I'm not talking about using violence. I'm gonna use my words. I'm gonna call you out when I see the bullshit. When I see you do moronic, idiotic shit, I'm gonna call it out.
Person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we had to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicaid, beat it to death.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
And now you find out what happened, because Biden, look, it's a very sad thing what happened.
Always rise to every challenge and overcome every danger.
Donald Trump seems to always get stronger when challenged. These types of things, I think, give him strength.
And then President Trump becomes the president, and with less than a year of him being president, you have the most prominent person on the right shot in cold blood. get this, under Reagan, tax revenue collected by our government nearly doubled as a result of lowering the rates. So when you hear people saying, let's tax the rich and charge more taxes, you're actually asking for the government to collect less tax revenue.